Simply magnificent. No need to say any more. It's probably a tad too cold to do a workout outdoors still, so I'm going to go downstairs for an all-body explosive workout. Just finishing off the stretch to open up the hips, get the back nice and straight, sitting on the heels, ready to go. Okay. So today is going to be an all-body workout using only body weight movements, but again explosively, and it will combine an upper body movement with a lower body movement with minimal rest between sets. And because the movements are explosive and we're not taking them to failure, we won't hopefully have the same level of delayed onset muscle soreness in the legs, and therefore it's going to be accretive to our cycling training to the extent we still can cycle indoors. So the first move is going to combine a goblet squat, either a paused variant with a very explosive upward movement, or a jumping variant, which is the one that I'm going to use. But the more powerfully you can extend upwards, the better. Aiming for 5 to 8 reps per set. Then we move on to our variant of the push-up. Either on the knees and exploding upwards, or exploding upwards, or clap, or on the box. So as I say, aiming for 5 to 8 reps, stopping each little set as soon as the speed and the power slows, and aiming for maybe 15, maximum 30 seconds of rest between the upper body and lower body set, and then between each upper body and lower body set, maybe 1 minute rest. And you can see how hard I'm breathing. So even if you're not jumping and you're just exploding upwards as hard as you can, the idea is also to get the heart rate up a little bit. And with Boba Fett overseeing proceedings, I'm going to show you the next pairing of exercises. Again, explosive. It will include the tricep movement demonstrated last week off the back of a chair, where we push ourselves out until our back is nice and square against the back of the couch, keeping the elbows tucked in, a pause and explode upwards, and we squeeze the bicep and the tricep at the top of the movement, down for a pause and explode upwards, keeping those elbows locked back. Again, combining with a lower body movement, which is going to be a variant of the single leg split squat that I demonstrated last week in those 21s that created all that muscle soreness. It's going to be the jumping split squat as follows. Hopefully these will be all right. Down, on the heel, chest up, shoulders back, plenty of air in the core, See, I'm on the toe at the back. My left leg here is a little bit further wide than my right leg at the back. There's about that much distance between them in terms of parallel distance. We descend down, chest up, knee nearly touching the ground, and we explode up and we change. Again on the heel, on the toe, chest up, we explode up and we change. Explode up and we change. These are tough because you've got a lot of stabilizing going on at the same time to control the explosive concentric part of the movement upwards and control the body as we land. Again, looking to pair 5 to 8 jumping movements on each leg and somewhere between 8 to 12 on the tricep movement. Okay, here we go in a sec. So here we go, starting with the lower body movement. Chest up, plenty of air into the core, shoulders back, on the heel, on the toe, slightly apart, and we descend down. Count of 1, 2, explode up. Count of 1, 2. Working really hard to stabilise myself. The next little repetition will be probably a little bit better as the stabilising muscles kick in. And straight on with minimum rest. To the tricep movement, plenty of air in the core, on the heels, descend down, explode up, descend down, explode up. Really keeping those elbows back. Remember, the deeper you descend, the harder the movement. Once again, short of breath at the end, aiming for about a minute rest before we do the second pairing of exercises and the third pairing. I'll report back. And now for some ab work in order to build core strength. And improved core strength is going to translate to more stability on the bike and therefore greater ability to put even power down through the pedals. So starting with the crunch, and this is a crunch, and you'll see why it's a crunch and not a sit-up. Cartboard, feet up, cross them over, glutes up against the couch, lying back, arms crossed and over the chest, deep breath in, and we're going to initiate the movement upwards by really squeezing our abdominal muscles as hard as we can. And this is why it's a crunch. We're crunching those abdominal muscles together. So, deep breath in, squeeze up, right? And you can see here, I'm not hinging at the hip like that. I'm squeezing up, and you can see the range of motion. The core is now really tight because I've squeezed these abs together. Squeeze for a count of 2 and slowly down. And pause for a count of 2 and squeeze up. Thus. And we breathe out on the way down. Take a breath in at the bottom. Squeeze up. And really holding this movement for that squeeze of 2 creates that mind-muscle connection. It really emphasises the abdominal movement. Going to do a set of probably, I don't know, 20 to 30 to 40, but just do as many as you can until you reach failure. And failure here is where the speed of the movement stops and you can't hold that kind of crunch at the top of the movement. I'm going to pair it with the plank. So here we go. There are variants of that to make it harder, because clearly it's quite time consuming to do 50 reps as I did just there. But by locking yourself in against the couch, you're minimizing the movement on the body and making it a lot easier just to really focus on making the core do all the work there. I can really feel that right now through the abs. And for the finisher, with about 30 seconds of rest, going straight into a plank. Now clearly, not going to be able to hold the plank for as long as I did last week. I just under 3 minutes because we've just done the abdominal work before. But by combining those two exercises, it's going to place a lot of stress on the core and hopefully develop an adaptation and an overall strength benefit. On the toes, up on the elbows, nice and stable, drawing plenty of air into the core and tensing the abs and squeezing the glutes. I didn't expect to make 3 there, but what makes the real difference is when you start to feel the body really shake, it's really doubling down on the taking loads of air into the core and then immediately locking the abs, like squeezing them together. That's what enables you to go a little bit longer. And so an unexpected little bit of progression, an unexpected little bit of progression there on the plank. Anyway, I need to let Jane get on with her workout now. So this is me having just completed 4 sets of the goblet squat into clap press up and 4 sets of the jumping lunge into tricep dip. Whether you want to do 3 sets, 4 sets, or even 5, that's up to you. But the focus is on creating a nice explosive movement and very much on the lower body movement, stopping short of failure if you're still training indoors or indeed solo outdoors on the bike. And now time for a bit of zone 2. Hashtag polarized. Treacherously, Jane is looking at a much more polished bodyweight exercise regime on the TV. Observing the slick production, nice music and superior lighting. Hashtag jealous.